Sup traders, let's have a look at the trade I took this week. On a positive note, I only took one trade this week. My rule is that I'm not allowed to take more than 2 trades. Just one trade this week. Had NFP on Friday, so I wasn't really interested in trading Thursday or Friday post NFP unless there was some really good setup. I followed my entry principles. I only risked 1%. I had a stop loss with my on my trade, and it wasn't a pullback trade, but I entered at a good level where I gave myself at least 1-to-1, over 1-to-1 risk reward. So all my principles were followed. That's a big win for the week, even if the trade might not have been in the direction that I would have wanted to. But let's have a look. Order flow for me has been bullish, especially when price put this low wick candle after extending for a long time. To me, that was suggestive that price was found liquidity and is going to continue higher. Just the annoying thing is that there wasn't much momentum that was picked up in the previous 4 weeks, and because of that, I was married to a bias that price was going to drop into this daily time frame fair value gaps during the week and then find support and take off. And because of that, I wasn't able to really switch my mind into a bullish bias, and especially with NFP at the end of the week, I was really thinking, yes, this is going to, boom, accumulate. This is already accumulation anyway, right? And then manipulate into this fair value gap, not all the way down there, and then find support and then push up during NFP. I'm expecting way too much from NFP. I shouldn't be doing that. And especially because we've been bullish for so long, since the end of last year, since the start of this year, we've just been bullish. I mean, surely have we, exhausted the bullish run yet or not? When is it going to slow down, and when is it going to start to pull back? Let's see what happens. Going into the week, Monday opened up. Wasn't really interested in taking longs on Monday. Like I said, I was expecting price to come down to this low. Married to that bias, especially on Tuesday after seeing this bearish engulfing candle on the 4-hour time frame. Price left some bearish fair value gap and displaced lower, and because of that, I took a short on Tuesday. On hindsight, when I look at it, price had taken liquidity off this low previously, and then this low again, and then pushed up, and then failed to take out this high up here, and then pulled back. So realistically, is it going to come and take out another liquidity again below this low before price pushes up? I don't know. It didn't do that, did it? So it's a good lesson there. So like I said, my main reason for entry was after seeing price displace lower on this 240 time frame. I was expecting price maybe in the next days leading up to NFP drop down to that daily time fair value gap, came into that 50% level at that 618 retracement on the lower time frame in a way, and then start to move lower. To me, gave me an indication that I could short at that level. Also, something that I was watching and noticing was the fact that we were in a bullish order flow on the weekly time frame. We dropped deep down into this 240 fair value gap, just deep in discount, and then price found some support there. But yeah, just before coming to that low, price accumulated, dropped, and then pushed up, and it was on the 15-minute time frame. The way price reacted, right already on the 240 with this displacement down. I'm expecting price to continue lower down to this low. So when I see price come up to that level on the 15-minute like this, a sharp move up, I'm thinking, or my thought into the trade was, this is accumulation. We pushed up, we're failing to make a new high, put in this order block, we take out the high off that order block, and after that is when I took a short right at that bearish engulfing candle, and then my target was there, and then I was aiming for these lows. Maybe I was being a bit too ambitious there, because weekly time frame order flow is bullish for a long time, and although it could come down and take out that low and come down to this fair value gap, I should be taking the lower hanging fruit, and the lower hanging fruit was this low right here. Would have given me over 1-to-1. That's a very good reward, especially when the long-term order flow is bearish and we've come so deep into discount. But after seeing price react off this low, this retest with this bullish engulfing candle, there was no way I wanted to hold that trade, moved my stop to break even. It's the way price came down to that low as well. It's a channel that formed at that 240 bullish fair value gap deep into discount. This channel, RSI diverging, this is a pattern that I used to trade, pushed up and then slowly accumulated during the entire Asian session, put in a fake market structure shift, trapping in all the buyers, and then dropped. And this would have been a good trade, and that's something I would have traded in the past, but because I was already in this trade, it was not something I want to be trading, or nor did I even have the energy to close this trade there and enter here. That's not something that's me at next level. Right now my level is just hold that trade and manage this one trade. I don't want to be juggling 2 trades at once. Yeah, that would have been a good trade, but it's what it is. After this, I wasn't trading NFP on Friday. I wasn't really interested in trading. However, on the 4-hour time frame, I do think there was a very good trade after price put in this very strong bullish engulfing candle after taking out these lows. This bullish engulfing candle, I think, gave a good indication that we're going to hold, and left a fair value gap which price comes down to and taps into. And I think that right there was a very, very lovely level to go long, especially when price came down, took out these lows. Honestly, this would have been a great trade, especially on the, whether it's 5-minute, 15-minute, you know, that fair value gap right there. Anywhere here would have been a good trade, and just up to these highs, or even just up to these highs with stops below these lows. But it's what it is. I think that was the best trade of the week. If my order flow had been bullish the whole time, or if in my head I was not expecting price to drop into that daily time frame fair value gap, I would have been a bullish order flow mindset, and I would have spotted that liquidity grab with this bullish engulfing candle and a fair value gap left, and tapped into that fair value gap. And I was watching it, but I didn't have the balls to enter the trade because, like I said, I've got a requirement of, or I've got a rule of only taking 2 trades a week. I took 1 trade the day before, and I think I was waiting for trade to drop down here during NFP so I could long here. So I didn't want to trade until NFP, but before NFP price pushed up, so went completely against my bias and my prediction. So by then I wasn't really interested in trading, and that was the main reason I only took 1 trade. I didn't want to take another trade immediately the next day. But it's good. I followed my rules. Bias was wrong. That's fine. I learned a lot of things here this week. Followed my rules, stuck to my principles, my entry principles, and those are the big wins for me. So yeah, let's go for next week.